Hello and welcome to my little channel. Today is August 31st, 2020, and we have to go over what happened on the weekend in Portland. I think it's definitely time for peace, but let's go ahead and start off with the brief news. Exactly what happened. Um, Apparently, a group known as the Patriot Prayer Group were doing a rally in Portland. Most of them, I guess, they dispersed from what I could tell from what I've been reading. I've been hearing online. A couple of them stayed behind. And unfortunately, one of them that stayed behind was targeted by the tolerant left, where you can hear in this video that's up. I'm not going to play it. Say, hey, we found a Trump supporter. Go get him. And the guy walks up, pulls out his gun. The other guy pulls out his bear mace. They both fire their one has a deterrent, the other one has a weapon. So, needless to say, the person that had the bear mace didn't survive. Um, this is kind of a little bit more. Michael Forrest Reinhold, I'm not going to pronounce his name, the 48-year-old man under investigation in a fatal shooting Saturday night at right-wing demonstrator in downtown Portland attended a Black Lives Matter protest the night before outside the mayor's home. Reinhold brought his daughter, who was carrying a baseball bat, according to photos by a Oregonian/Oregon Live photographer. The others' presence Friday night at Mayor's Ted Wheeler's condominium building. Yeah, dressed in the same light vest, blah, 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 blah. Sounds a familiar case, but not authorized to speak, said police are investigating douchebag in a connection with the death of Arian J. Danielson, a supporter of a right-wing group, Patriot Prayer. Danielson was shot in the chest and died soon after. Most cars in the caravans of backers of Donald Trump drove through downtown and left. Family member also identified douchebag as the man captured in the photos and leaving the shooting scene. The police have made no arrests in the shooting. That's pretty much all I'm going to say from here. That pretty much describes the event. Um, Donald Trump is continuing offering federal help. Wheeler keeps on saying this violence is Trump's fault, but how are you going to blame the President of the United States that's in charge of the federal government? That's where his authority lies, which is the FBI, DEA, the military, all that good stuff. But the city that you're the mayor at, it's Donald Trump's fault for inciting violence. And then we're at what, day 90, whatever? I don't know. It's been almost 3 months of non peaceful rioting, protests. No, that's not a completely true statement. There are peaceful protests happening. That is one element that's happening. But there's also rioting and looting and violence happening. So all of those are a true statement. And I think most of the demonstrators are mostly peaceful protesters. But then you got douchebags like this that are escalating things. They're making it into a violent riot or violent demonstrators. Um, so I was reading several stories at work and saying that the Patriot Prayer is a far right wing organization, according to the Southern, whatever this is, yes, SPL Center, Southern Poverty Center, whatever. I don't really care about them. But this first paragraph pretty much describes and how I feel about this site. Patriot Prayer is a far right group active in the Pacific Northwest. Over the past 3 years, the group has hosted and promoted rallies in progressive cities like Portland. frequently engaging in violence against their political opponents. Patriot Prayers rallies rarely include the Proud Boys, a hate group, and various anti-government extremist groups. In 2018, the FBI included the Washington, Oregon Proud Boys during a presentation of the Clark County Sheriff Office on domestically inspired acts of violence. The FBI advised the Proud Boy members have contributed to the recent escalations of violence at political rallies held on college campuses and in cities like Charlottesville, Virginia, Portland, Oregon, and Seattle, Washington. A report from the Clark County Sheriff Office stated. Now, this is about Patriot Prayer. I get that you're including acquaintances of them, but should all be about the Patriot Portland or the Patriot Prayer, and this is what that member was doing. Now, I don't know what far right means anymore. I used to know. Trust me, I used to know what far right means, but I don't know. It seems like anything that's left of the lunatics, burning, shooting, killing people, is now far right. Now, there are going to be some arguments saying, no, it's the far right killing people. No, I've been seeing reports, reading the news, seeing videos of the left attacking people for no other reasons other than that they can. And the media is letting them get away with it. The media is not covering it. They're saying that Antifa is a peaceful group. They're saying Black Lives Matter is a peaceful march and organization. But that's all BS. They're the ones the most violent people I've seen. Now, the far right that I know, the far right that I grew up on, were very violent. But however, they're strategic. They're not going to come out and just willy-nilly create havoc. And guess what? I predict that's coming. So it is time for peace. This is my call for the media to step up to the plate, admit that they were wrong about Antifa, admit that they were wrong about the organization Black Lives Matter, and start calling them out on their BS. And that's when we'll have peace. When we actually hear the truth from the news, where, I don't know, they could probably say Black Lives Matter, the organization, is a violent group. They could say Antifa is a violent group. And people probably be upset because they were lied to. But that needs to happen. They need to de-escalate this. As long as they have a free pass in the media, this is going to continue. Oh yeah, and my fear is, assuming that this happens, Joe Biden and horrible Harris gets elected, the riots are going to stop. The mayors and the governors in these Democrat-ran cities are going to put their foot down, and they're going to squash it because they're in charge now. That's what I predict what's going to happen. That's about all. Leave a comment down below what your thoughts are on this is. Please smash the like and subscribe button. But most importantly, have yourself a wonderful day, morning, or evening.